Welcome back to another edition of West Ham Fan TV on the Social, our interactive social media show where we answer questions sent in by you. Got the boss with me this week.
Hello, mate.
You all right, mate?
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Thanks for coming on. Ain't been on for a while, have you?
Nah, well, people was complaining about me last time, but I'm a bit more in better spirits now. It's not 1 o'clock in the morning and trying to get out, so I'm not going to rush you along this week. As long as you go quickly.
All right, yeah. Hurry up. Right, dive straight in then.
Yeah, go on.
First one is from Earthan. Do you think we should get Alex Song? I liked him personally and Emenike.
No, I didn't see enough from him this season to justify the wage he earns.
But he wasn't really given a chance.
He wasn't. But obviously the manager picks the players. He was obviously good in the first stage of last year, but not for me. He could add something if he come at a decent wage and he was if he could lower his wage demands. I'd take him for a squad player, but. Honestly, for the plans we've got this year, I don't think he would get in the team.
No, I'd have taken him for maybe for European.
Yeah, possibly.
Adventure.
Yeah.
But Emenike, no.
No,
Definitely
no.
not. Right, next one is from Borman B. If Mark Noble was pie and mash, what is Delf?
God, peas pudding.
Liver. I don't like liver.
Yeah, I don't know, something mashy and shit.
Yeah, peas, mushy peas.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, rubbish. That's a question and a half, that one. Where'd you dig these people out from?
Just send in.
No, yeah, good on you. Good on you.
That's a great question. It's got to have liquor, though. Okay. Mash and liquor. Right, Tyler, West Ham. Mm-hmm. Would you rather Lacazette or Payet?
Payet.
Yeah, if I had to choose between the two, Payet.
Oh no, do you know what? That's a tough question. I love a centre forward.
Yeah.
All my favourite players have been centre forwards, and I do like to see unproven. I mean, if it was something like Payet or Aguero, I'd probably pick Aguero, someone proven in the Premier League.
Yeah.
But I'd have to pick Payet just for what he's done last season. But I do like a centre forward.
Yeah, I mean, I've been saying last couple of weeks, I've been people saying who should be signed. I've been saying Lacazette, but Payet just because we know what he's capable of. We don't know how Lacazette's going to, if he comes to us, how he's going to take to the Premier League. Hammer 123, which is a good one. Would you take Berahino or Boney next season?
Do you know what? Boney's name's been bandied around a lot.
Out of the two, I'd take Boney.
I don't know. He hasn't impressed me this year. Obviously, he's got a lot of goals for Swansea. I'm not sure what he brings to a team. He obviously brings something, otherwise Man City wouldn't have been looking at him. But he don't seem to have oodles of pace. I think that's a must in the Premier League these days. It seems to be successful. You've got to have like tons and tons of pace or be an absolute unit. Yeah. And he's neither of those really. He's a bit of a big built, and he's not really good in the air, but he does score. I do like goal scorer, as I said.
Yeah.
So
he scored quite a few at Swansea. I just don't think he's been given a run at City, is he?
I'd take a punt on him if we could, but it'd have to be like sort of. I wouldn't be paying like 30 million for him like City did. It'd have to be something like 5 million or something like that. But he's definitely worth there. Berahino. We've spoke about this a bit in the season review about attitude and that. I don't think his attitude's right. So.
No, I mean the way you see basically the old West Brom at Ranson.
Yeah, he has. Yeah,
wouldn't want to play like that. Right, next one is from Liam Wilson. It says, what youngster do you think will feature most next season? I think Oxford will probably be in and around the squad
if he's still there
again. Well, he said he wanted to stay. It was all rumours.
Yeah. I reckon he will stay, but I can see him going on. You know who I think might get in and might come back into the squad? Burke. Yeah. I think could come back a decent young player, maybe sort of covering Ginge when he's not available. So I could see that, but I could also see Cullen getting into a few match day squads and possibly playing a little bit more next season.
About Samuelson, do you reckon he'll go out on loan again, or?
I'd love to see Samuelson. I forgot. Do you know what I forgot about him?
I see him a couple of times.
He looks tasty. It depends what sort of setup we want, because he's not going to be in the side if you've got Payet and Lanzini in the team. because there's not enough defensive work doing there. But he could feature. But I think the person we're going to see is Burke. I think Burke's going to come in and do some defensive cover.
Okay, we've got next one's from Todd Jones Cutter. It's a two-parter. Do you think it is worth trying to get a striker who has already played in the Premier League?
Yeah,
definitely. They'll know the league. They'll know the pace of the game, and it says
not a shitter though. Not sort
of.
No.
We want a decent.
You don't want like what's his name? Akinbaye.
What?
Who used to play for Leicester? Was it Akinbaye? He played for about 30 Premier League clubs. Scored about 7 goals in his whole career.
No, it's got to be someone decent, but obviously someone who's got a proven track record in the Premier League, used to the league, knows what it's all about. So, cause I say with Payet, I think it was like he hit the ground running this season. He took to it like fish to water. But says, if we get one of the strikers playing in France, do you think they'll be able to live up to the big price tag?
To be fair, there's some good players in France, and they, for what they are, I mean, they ain't particularly expensive. Do you know what I mean? Like if you're looking at someone like Batshuayi, Batshuayi, is it?
I think it's
Batshuayi, right? Who, has scored goals this year, and he's still young, and he's what is he, 22 or something like that? Yeah, he's still young, and he's of a good pedigree. I don't think 25 million's a lot when you think about, Man United paying 35 million for Martial. I was going to say Welbeck then. For Martial, could be raising to 60 million. You look at someone like Vardy, who's had a decent season, like one decent season. He scored 5 goals a year before. He's absolutely torn the league up this year. Don't forget that, a few years before that, they was in the Championship and things. So he's had one really good Premier League season, and they're talking about 25-30 million pounds for him. When you look at Sterling, who's of a similar age to sort of Martial, and he went for 50 million. De Bruyne went for 50 million. So I don't think, if they're the real deal, I don't think it's a particularly lot of money to pay. Like that's the sort of money you have to pay for a forward. And if you're getting that if he was playing in this country and he'd scored sort of like 20 goals in this country, he'd be a 60 million pound player.
Oh yeah.
So I do think that. I think they're value for money out there. I think what did Hazard cost?
It was a lot of money, wasn't
it? 25-30 million, wasn't it? And for what you've got there, I think it's when you think about Bale moving to Madrid for 100 million, things like that. I think they're quite good value for money. The French strikers, you pay for what you get, and as long as they come over and hit the ground running, then I don't see a problem with paying that sort of money.
I think what it is, Premier League. You have one good season in the Premier League, and also you overpriced.
Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah, that's the problem. You look at them £50 million. De Bruyne's done very well. But Sterling's done absolutely nothing for Man City this season.
But then, like I always say, it's not the players who set the price tags.
No,
it's the
that's
club.
That's
so,
right, yeah.
You can't slag the player off for how much they pay for him because it's down to the boards and that. So, all right, this one's from Geordie the Hammer. Would Wilson and Ritchie, the two from Bournemouth, be good enough for us? I think Bilic must have, if he's interested in him, he's obviously seen something there that he...
Well, Scott raves about Ritchie. I think he's gone on a little bit about Wilson, but he raves about Ritchie. So,
I'll be honest, I've not seen that much of him this season.
One of them's been injured for a long time, hasn't he? But I know Scott goes on about his word's good enough for me, mate. So I say he definitely would be.
Yeah.
The other one I don't know an awful lot about. Shamefully haven't watched a lot of Bournemouth this year.
But I mean, if Bilic is interested, he's obviously got a good scouting network because he signed some sort of really good unknowns.
Yeah.
I mean, Payet was unknown when he came over.
I'm willing to give everyone a chance, mate. That's what I'm
so, if Bilic is interested in him, and if Scott says so, that's good enough. Our next one's from Steve Hill. It says, I thought we bought as our first choice right back, Byram as our first choice right back. Maybe Bilic has seen something else and he's not sure. That's why we're in the hunt for an experienced right back.
That's not really a question, is it?
It was a question. I didn't write the other.
Okay.
Bit Dantley, what do you think, bit?
So what's the question?
He thought we bought Byram.
This is what this is all about. It's a question. You just written a statement on a piece of paper.
That's just the way I've written it down. I thought we bought Byram as our first choice right back. Maybe Bilic has seen something else. He's not sure. do you think that's why we're in the hunt for an experienced
Okay.
right back? Maybe I wrote it down wrong.
Yeah, Byron wasn't bought as the first choice right back. No matter what anybody says. The sale of Byron, the purchase of Byron was accelerated by interest from Everton.
Yeah.
So we had to sort of lay our cards on the table straight away. Otherwise, they would have got him and we wouldn't have. I don't think he was necessarily bought as a first choice, but we've shown this season Antonio, Tompkins, Jenkinson, that didn't work out as well as we like to. We need a right back anyway. We need one. So I don't think Byron's the reason. Like seeing something in him that he didn't like or whatever. I don't think that's the reason. I just think Byron was always going to be a purchase for the future. He's got to obviously settle into a Premier League club. He's only young. Some players take longer than they do. I don't think he's done that bad when he's come in.
No, I think it's one of those, like you say, he's going to gradually.
Yeah, he's being developed.
He's
being developed into our first choice right back. But no, I don't think that's the reason. But we definitely need one, and we probably need a bit of left back cover as well because we haven't got.
Yeah, well, we haven't seen Hendry.
No,
since we signed him,
exactly. But there's talk about him going and leaving for a lower league team. So maybe I don't know. I don't know about that.
No, I don't think Byron's done anything wrong. I think it's just like you say, gradually break him into the first team. So this one's from David Scarf. I think there are deals to be had with the relegated clubs. We desperately need right back, so I'll go for Jan Matt from Newcastle. What do you think?
Do you know what? There's some a lot of Newcastle players. I watch the True Geordies videos quite a lot, and he's not impressed by them, and he watches them week in, week out. I mean, they've just been relegated. There's questions over a lot of their attitudes.
Yeah.
I know that there are bargains to be had, like, they've got a couple of decent players. But no, I don't think I would go for him. I don't want to look for value. I want to look for someone that's actively. I know that's going to improve the team. I want to go for an international player. Someone that's well established in the league. Getting players from relegated clubs is always a risk because
they've gone
down, and there's a reason they've gone down,
Yeah.
and obviously they've shipped more goals than they should have.
Yeah,
and ain't scored enough. So
I know one player doesn't make a defence, but
do you know what? If I was them, I'd be looking more like if I was to go to Newcastle for anyone, I'd go to Newcastle for like Townsend and Shelby maybe for a bit of midfield cover because. I think there are bargains to be had if they want to go back into the league. Shelby's obviously a West Ham fan, but they haven't been there for the whole season,
Yeah.
And from what I saw, I mean, Shelby had a good game against us. Didn't see an awful lot of him at the beginning, but Townsend really hit some form at the end of the season. I'll definitely be taking him.
Yeah. I'm always worried about when they start buying defenders from relegated teams.
Yeah.
There's a reason why. Right, next one is from. It's a great name. Harley the Salami. If you could change an element of the new ground's design, what would it be?
God, I wouldn't, to be honest.
Nah. I mean, I'd like to make the retractable seats permanent.
Yeah, I'd like it to be in more, and I'd like it to be designed more for football. I ain't seen it. Until I see it up close, I can't really make a statement. Do you know what? Put a marker on that one. We'll come back to that one after the first game.
Yeah. Let you know what we think.
Yeah.
Right. This one's from Lethargic Perfectionist. Do you think Man U, Man City, Chelsea and Liverpool will fill up the Champions League spots next season?
Not necessarily.
I think
the way... go on, you say yours first. I was going
to say, the trouble with Liverpool is because they're not in Europe, they might have trouble attracting the names that they wanted to attract.
Yeah.
Because I think they were banking on winning the Europa League, getting Champions League, and then that would be their selling point. But now they're not. They're going to be in competition with the likes of Man U, Man City. I know Chelsea haven't got European football either. But... I'm
not necessarily going to say we're going to be up there, but... I know a team that I definitely think will be, and that will be Tottenham. They've been really, apart from the collapse at the end of the season, if they can get that right, I mean, they could win the league next year quite easily. The thing that they've got there, I think we spoke a bit about this on the season review, is an English spine. They've got an English spine. They've got sort of Dele Alli, Kane, Kyle Walker, who's had an impressive season, and they've got no matter how much you want to not believe it, like Lloris is a world class goalkeeper, and the Vireld has been brilliant this season. Eric Dyer, another one, brilliant in the central midfield. They've got that spine, and they look like the cogs are working together with them.
Pochettino's a decent manager.
Yeah,
as well.
And they look like a team. Whereas the others, like sort of Chelsea, they're a football team, but they just look like a load of expensive players chucked in the middle of a ring and told to go and play with the football.
Do you think Conte might change that?
No, I don't. I don't. Obviously, time will tell. I don't know enough about him, but I made a prediction on the thing. You go back and have a watch of it, but I don't. Not necessarily. No, I don't even think. Do you know what? Another bold prediction. I don't even think Mourinho's going to do that well at Man United.
I don't know. Although they're not Champions League,
unless they chuck 300, 400 million £400 at it.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, Liverpool, Man U, Chelsea ain't in Champions League. Big name managers who are going to attract big name players.
Yeah.
So, but I just.
But it just shows this year, Gray, that just because you've got the big name players doesn't necessarily mean you've got the big results coming out of them. Do you know what I mean? Like Man City were a shambles at the end of the season. They actually, for somebody that was second in the league, 3 points behind and chasing the league, a few months before, they absolutely collapsed. And it's down to, they've got an ageing team as well, which a lot of people forget, like the likes of Torre, Zabaleta, David Silva I don't think's that young. Players like that are sort of like, they've done them, did I say Zabaleta?
Yeah, Zabaleta, yeah.
Kolarov. The players that have done them, Vincent Kompany's not young now. The players,
injured,
the players that have been there and been there all the time are sort of coming towards the end of their time now. And it's got a lot of rebuilding. So I don't necessarily think they will. No.
Yeah. But I just think with the names and maybe although they haven't got the draw of Champions League football, so maybe they can't get the players they would like. I don't know. Maybe the big name managers might, especially Guardiola. I think he's going to attract.
This discussion's finished now. Let's go to the next one.
All right, next one's from Taco Sacco.
Taco Sacco.
Is it too early to call Bilic a success?
After one season, yeah. I mean, he's been a success this year, but
see how we do next year.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason. I don't look at no reason to see why he isn't going to be a success, but. Yeah, I think too early for one season. You can't be as much as we do. You can't be raving about someone after 1 year.
Yeah, I mean, Roder had his first season was a good season.
Exactly, Martinez. Let's have a look at him.
Yeah,
next one.
So, this one's from Wing92X. Would you like to see Payet given the number 10 or number 7 shirt next season?
No, not really. I think the thing is about numbers, right? I'm going to say this quickly because I want to start wrapping this up. They become a brand of a player. Do you know what I mean? Like the 7 and the 10, they're attractive numbers, but sometimes players come in and they wear a certain number and that becomes their sort of signature. And I think that's what's happened to Payet. I think 27, he would have took 17. I think that's his number that he wore at Marseille. He would have took that, but Joey O'Brien had 17, I do believe. So he took 27, and I think they sort of build a brand around the number and things like that. Do you know what I mean? It's more... Yeah. It's more to do now, right, than it was in the old days. The numbers don't really mean a lot anymore. Yeah,
just used to be to denote your position.
Yeah.
Right, this one, so different questions, but sort of the same vein. We've got Evan Wallace 2. Do you think we will win silverware this season?
Not this season, no. No. We've got a good chance in one of the cups, but I don't think we will this season, but... We've got a great chance for the next couple. Yeah, definitely.
I think maybe. I know we had a good run in the FA Cup this year. I think maybe League Cup. If
maybe
have a punt at that. Maybe. I think. And this one's I think it's C. Yerrell. Where do you think we'll finish next season?
I think we'll finish 6th.
Yeah, I think
a progression,
sort of roughly round about where we were this season, I think 1 or 2 places.
Staying there around the European places is necessity for us to move forward. That'd be progression. That'd be, progression isn't just about knocking up the league, but it's about
establishing
yourself in that top 6, top 7 bracket. You know, if you can finish there every year, it's no good having a great season this year, getting into Europe, and then next year you finish 14th because you know
you want to be knocking on the door of the
all
top
the time,
four,
all the time.
Right, this one's from Jamie Boy 173. To sign Ibra, you have to sell 3 current players. Who and why?
Valencia, because he's rubbish.
Yeah.
Joey O'Brien, because poor Joey O'Brien, just won't get a chance. And therefore Sacco.
Do you reckon that'll be enough to cover his wages?
He didn't say that. Just said if you could sell 3 players.
Yeah, I'll go Valencia because his touch is awful. Joey O'Brien because he's just not getting in the team, and so Sacco's attitude the last few games was not the best.
Wrapping it up.
So last one. Lanzini's lunchbox, this one's from. If you could relegate any team tomorrow, who would it be?
Arsenal.
Yeah.
Just to watch Arsenal fan TV after. Who would you?
Probably Chelsea.
Yeah, actually I would. I'd go for Chelsea as well. Good call, Gray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll wrap it up there then, yeah?
We'll wrap it up there, mate.
All right, so...
Did you have a competition?
We did. We haven't announced the winner yet, though. We haven't picked the winner, but we will do that. And
do you want to pick it now? Pick it live on air?
Yeah, we need a phone.
All right, yeah, so we've got to announce our competition winner from last week.
My T-shirt. He's getting my T-shirt.
Yeah, T-shirt and the wristband and the last programme from the bowling.
That was my personal one. Yeah, I didn't nick it off anyone's seat.
Out of the goodness of your heart, that was.
Yeah, it's only because it don't fit me.
But we picked the winner.
Who is it?
It's Michael J. 6878.
Who? Michael J.
Michael J. 6878.
On what? YouTube.
On YouTube.
Oh, brilliant.
Well done, Michael.
We'll be getting in contact.
Yeah, we'll get in contact.
Graham will ring you up.
Yeah,
leave your number.
We'll get details and we'll get that out to you. So well done. Don't forget. For next week, leave questions in the comments section of this video.
All right, I'll tell you what. Because I'm the boss, I'll give you another competition to give away for the comments. Seeing as it's the Euros coming up, and I want some Euro questions next week. Whoever sends in the best question gets a £25 free bet from Coral.
That's a good prize. Great prize.
Have a bet on the Euros.
And what have they got? Have they got hashtag anything or just a question?
Go on, hashtag WH. What are we?
WHFTV.
WHFTV Euros.
Yeah. So there you go, and that's on all formats. YouTube.
Yep. YouTube, Twitter,
Facebook. Twitter. So yeah, do that, and then we'll.
It's not just the hashtag though. The best question. So you've got to send in a question. The best question that I'll pick out next week. I'm going to pick it. Somebody else is going to be sitting there, but I'm going to pick it personally. Whoever sends in the best question, £25 free bet on an online Coral account. Just give me your details and I'll get it put in there.
Great prize. That's a great prize.
Generous guy, isn't it?
Yeah, so thanks for watching this week. And as I say, all the questions next week. And we'll announce that next week on the social. So one thing left to say, Nick.
Come on, you irons.